Fact. Most cats that go to prison, I'm not talking about jail, but prison, get an HIV test when they get to prison. Before they even get to their cell, they know their status on HIV when they go to prison. When they getting out of prison, they don't get an HIV test. I'm saying this all to say, we all know, we act like we don't know, there is sex that goes on in prison. And what people do in prison, you know, that's to each his own, that's their business. But let me tell you about prison. They don't give out condoms. They don't sell condoms, because if they gave out condoms, it'd be the way of saying that we condone it. And they can't condone it because you're not supposed to be having sex well, according to the prison rules, they prefer you not to have sex while you're in prison. I mean, but it happens. You know, even to those guys that don't want it to happen, it still happen. You know, it's serious. It's real serious. You know, people don't like talking about HIV, AIDS. Don't know why. People don't like talking about it. When you hear about it, everybody get quiet. Everybody get quiet. But it's definitely a conversation I think people should have if they plan on participating in any kind of sexual activities. I know it's scary. You know, one thing about being a veteran, I think it's a cool thing. I think it's a plus. You know, I'm able to, you know, pull up all my tests, you know, when it's asked, you know, no HIV, no hepatitis, no syphilis, no trick, no STDs. You know, God has definitely blessed me over the years to be walking around living as we speak with no type of STDs, and I can appreciate that. You know, and I say it all to say, you know, talking about HIV and all, we don't have that conversation. It's a scary conversation, I guess. You know, I got this HIV piece that I'm gonna do. When I do it, it gets real quiet. It's one of those pieces that hit home. You know, just make you think for a second or whatnot. So my whole goal is when I wrote this, it's just I guess there's so many ways to make you aware. You know, one of the things with the Punani Poets and Jessica Holder, even though when we done shows or we did shows and we preaching have sex, have good sex, communicate about sex, the show we talk about being aware of your status. You know who you fucking with. You know what they got. You know, it's just a real good feeling of relief. You know what I'm saying? When you know you good. You know, you ask somebody when the last time they took an HIV test and they got a that should be a motherfucking problem. That means it's been too motherfucking long. You know, hey, when last time you got your test? A couple of months ago. Okay, you good? You I mean, what's going on with you? Everything all right? Can we, you know? I mean, I'm just saying there's certain things that you want to know. So anyway, I'm going to get into the piece because I've been talking too much already. Those that know me know usually I don't do a whole lot of talking before I do a poem. I get right into the intro and get right into the poem, and hopefully you figure it out. If you don't figure it out, it is what it is. But I want to do this little intro because, like I said, usually when I do this piece, it gets real quiet, and I don't want it to get real quiet. I want it to build conversation. Let's talk about it. Yeah, something we need to take care of. So here we go. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and all the bad things that can be. I want to talk about sex. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and all the bad things and all the bad things and all the bad things that can be. I want to talk about sex, baby. My man, What would you do if you got a call from a chick that you fucked with in the last past year telling you that she got HIV? Huh? I'm talking to you. What would you do if you got a call from a chick that you fucked with in the last past year telling you that she got HIV? Would you cuss her out? No, tell her to leave you alone, hang up on her afterwards, block her number from your phone, continue on as if you never ever got that call. Live your life like Martin Lawrence suggested. Ride this motherfucker until the wheels fall off. Ladies, 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 what would you do if you got a call from a cat that you fucked with in the last past year telling you that he got HIV? Would you all of a sudden start crying as if you already knew? I mean, you had it before he had it, so he didn't give it to you, and still you lay down with him and you didn't use a rubber. How dare you to lay down with him and not bother to use the rubber? I mean, what would you do? Lovers, what would you do if your lover sat you down tonight, looked you in the eyes and said, baby, I got HIV, and the only reason why I'm telling you is because I love you? Would you look your lover in the eyes and say, stop playing? Because you're not in the mood for jokes. But your lover like, please believe me. You can even ask my folks. And while you calling your lover's mom on the phone, your lover is sitting there drinking. And you just stop using condoms, saying to yourself, what was I thinking? What would you do if your best friend called you on the phone and told you he got a disease for the rest of his life because he fucked around with you in Vegas and now he got to tell his wife? Would you tell him that you'd be there for him because that's what you call a friend? Or would you tell him that's your problem and you shouldn't call me again? What would you do? What would you do if you went and took your test tomorrow and your results was a big surprise, but you slept with a lot of women and on the low, a couple of guys? And I'm not trying to put your business out there. It's not like you didn't know. But why would anybody get a kick out of being a hoe? I mean, what would you do? I'm not trying to scare nobody. But what I'm saying got to be heard. And if you agree with me, you can help me spread the word. Be responsible. Or do not do the do. So you won't have to ask yourself that question, what would I do? Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and all the bad things that can be. I want to talk about sex. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and all the bad things and all the bad things and all the bad things that can be. I want to talk about sex, baby. Know your status. It don't cost you nothing to have that conversation. You should want to have that conversation. Know your status. 2 fingers.